Okay, so I wanted to make a video on a necklace I recently purchased. So and then because also if you look up any videos on YouTube on it's a tungsten carbide necklace, there's like no videos, which is kind of crazy. So you just find like videos on if you put it in, you find videos on tungsten carbide rings and like the dangers of having them on because they're hard to cut off in case you get injured or something like that. But so So this is it's a titanium K tungsten carbide necklace, and it's 9 millimeters wide. It's 26 inches long, and the design is a wheat design. Is what they call it. So it has this design for each link. So this is what I used to wear. So this is just it's a silver necklace. It's 5 millimeters. I mean, sorry, 8 millimeters wide, and it's just 925 silver. And so the price difference on these, you can buy this for like probably like $80, $90, the silver necklace. Oh, and it's a Figaro design, so you can probably like $90 for this. And this I didn't pay this, but I bought it. I found it for like super cheap. So titanium K is like $280, I think, for a 26 inch necklace. So it's pretty expensive. If you just want to get like, I mean, if I'm compared to, I mean, if you get two, well, I'll go. The weight difference too. So this weighs about like 50 grams, 50 something grams, probably like 50 grams. And this weighs 286 grams, which is insane. It's like I think it's like half a pound. So if you were to get like 286 grams of silver, then yeah, it'd be more costly. But well, I'll go why the reason I wanted to get titanium, tungsten carbide instead. So I've been wearing this for a long time, and I'm not really into jewelry, but I decided just to try it, and I mean, it's whatever. It's kind of nice. I mean, just to have it on every now and then. But so this, you have it. You don't feel it on you, anything like that. It's just there. It looks nice. I mean, it has a nice color to it. It has a nice contrast to whatever you wear. But this, when you put it on, when you first put it on, it you feel it. I mean, you know it's there. It weighs like a lot. It's just like having well, it's like it kind of feels like having like a. I mean, it's exaggerating, but like as if you get like a bike lock or something like that. And wrap it, put it on you like a bike lock or something like that. But that's an exaggeration. But 286 grams is quite a bit, and you know it's there when you put it on. After like the first week, it's gone. Like you don't know it's there anymore. So I mean, like, well, like maybe the first 3 days. Like, let's say after the first 3 days, you wear it, and then you get used to it. And then but when you take it off, you can tell again. So like, let's say you wear it all day, you take it off, and you can feel it. You feel that it's you can feel that there's like less weight on you, which is crazy. So so I personally like the weight. I mean that's a big reason why I wanted it. I don't know why, but I like that it weighs a lot. Something that, I mean, in jewelry would be like platinum would be something comparable, and platinum is insanely pricey. So I mean, this is, and I'll go over to other. It's the other things that it has. That's pretty cool. So um, fine metals, like gold, silver, platinum, in their pure form, they don't tarnish. So this is 925. So I think it's like 92.5 silver. Then I could be wrong, but so it's 92.5 percentage silver, and the rest is just like it's a mix, just to make it stronger. And because of that, this will tarnish. It'll tarnish. I would keep it clean. Like I would wear it and then just wash it after work and stuff like that. And then every week I would just scrub everything. Scrub this. I do the same thing with this one, just to keep it clean. But this one, so it wouldn't tarnish. So gold too. If you have like 14 karat, same thing. It'll tarnish with time. So you have to keep it clean. This, it has like if you look at it, it's I don't know how. Let me see. Let me get more light. So you can see it a little bit better. Not so much. Okay, so this is it's like a gunmetal color. That's the only description I can think of. I think that's how they describe it, actually, maybe. Gunmetal. So it's like a dark color. So it's not as white as silver. It's like a dark color. But this doesn't tarnish. So, also, you have to get, so if you do buy, there's like sellers on eBay that sell titanium jewelry. And if you look into it, and I haven't seen anybody who sells, so they use a binder. So just get the titanium titanium. I keep saying titanium. Tungsten. Just get the tungsten carbide jewelry that has nickel. So you don't want cobalt. So cobalt, if they have tungsten carbide jewelry with cobalt as the binder, that will tarnish. So that'll tarnish. It'll create spots. It'll have spots, and then it'll get it darken. It'll turn like really, really dark, like the whole thing. But this has nickel for a binder. From what I understand, and it's also like hypoallergenic. So, from what I understand, even though they use nickel to bind it, it binds so well that nickel doesn't really become much of an irritant, from what I understand. But it hasn't been an irritant to me. It hasn't tarnished or stained or anything. So so this, the way you see it, it's basically like that's how it's gonna stay like forever. Which it's obviously a big plus. So this won't tarnish. It won't get spots or anything. And the other thing is, similar to like, gold and all that, but what I like about this is, and I'll show you, it's like crazy, crazy hard. So here's a regular kitchen knife. See, it has a teeth. So here, watch. So I'm gonna get a link. All right, so you can see it. So smooth, shiny. So see that? So there's like nothing that can scratch it. Basically you need a diamond. Well, if you hit concrete or like concrete, I guess, or rocks, different like silicates, things like that, that'll scratch it. But anything else, if you have it on, there's like nothing that will scratch it basically. And in turn, if you have something that's like sharp or something that's tungsten carbide, it'll basically scratch everything. But this is all nice. It's all like really smooth edges. There's nothing that's like irritating on this. which I like a lot. The only problem, and I'll go over those too. So I'll go over the pluses first. So very nice. Like it won't tarnish. I mean, what you have now, like the polish, the high polish, everything is what you're gonna have basically forever. So it won't scratch. Heavy's a plus for me. So okay, so won't tarnish. It'll stay shiny. It's heavy. That's a plus for me. And it's just, I mean, it's nice looking. So it's shiny. It's so it also, when you're wearing it, it stands out too, just like silver, just like gold. It'll stand out. And I like the design. I like the design on this. There's different designs, but I like the design on this too. So very nice. But the negatives, so from what I understand, tungsten carbide, the way they make things is it's a powder. So so from what I understand, my understanding of it is they basically take a powder and they compress it. They take like tungsten powder, they take tungsten and then I guess carbon and I guess nickel for the binder. They use it as like, so if you imagine like, you know, you're taking like a powder and carbon and then nickel would be the glue and I guess carbon too. Well, they just compress it and they make different things out of it. So they use tungsten carbide for like if you buy like a saw that has, you know, tungsten carbide tips, that sometimes they use that kind of stuff to like cut harder materials like steel and stuff like that. So they use it for a lot of cutting implements, like in industrial applications, like well, just like cutting metal, cutting ceramic, cutting stuff like that. I don't know about ceramic, but cutting metal for sure. So cutting metal and things like that. So so you'll find a lot of industrial use for tungsten carbide. But the problem for that is, see how this is all just links. So basically this, you know, I'm guessing, you know, they pour it into something, make a bunch of links, or they'll make it links individually and then you know, solder them. So but they're all solid links. And that's nice. So each one's a solid link. And they're all linked together. You know, the only points that are going to be like failing points is you know, your your little ring here. See how that has a little part where it can open. And then this can fail with time. This little lobster clasp. And this is soldered as well as so that in itself would it's probably won't fail. So very it's a very nice, I mean, it's a very normal way of making a chain. This, if you look at this, try to show it. See that? Each link has not every link, but they're all connected with these little rods that go through it. So here's one, see? And it hasn't happened to me, but these rods, with time, you know, since they're moving, they're flexing, with time, and if it does happen, I'll make a video about it. This, I'm pretty sure this could just come out. I don't have as much faith on this kind of a build than I do this. But the thing is, like, I mean, the reason I talked about how tungsten carbide is made is you can't really, I don't even know if you can weld tungsten carbide, but the way they make this, you can't really do that with this. So I'm guessing they just compress, you know, the pieces that they're going to make for this and already have like the holes kind of already made, and then just, you know, put them all together with those little rods. but I don't think they could like drilling a hole in tungsten carbide would be insane. Individually drilling a hole to each one, or trying to melt tungsten carbide if they could. I don't know if they even can. To make individual links, or to try to like, make one single thing seems kind of crazy. So all the tungsten carbide chains that I've seen have all, and this is like a big thing in all of them, and it doesn't matter the design they have. They all have these little rods that go in. So they have these holes, and they all have these little rods that connect them all. So that's a negative in my opinion, because just with time, I've had this for like maybe 2 months maybe, but just with time, I can definitely see this having one of those little rods pop out, and then me just having to push it back in, and then from then on, it's just going to be me, having to double check it every now and then, and seeing if these little rods are out. And I mean, I wouldn't have to do that with this, but I mean, right now it's not a problem, but I can see that becoming a problem later on. So that's one thing, and then the other one, and this is kind of a, not a huge one, but this thing right here. So this lobster claw, you see how tall this is? So if you see this one, it's kind of, if you follow this line, it's basically in line with the rest. So when you're wearing it on your neck, it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really like bother you, anything like that. This one, look how huge that thing is. So this is like 9 millimeters wide, and this thing still sticks up more. So if you have this on your neck, you'll feel it. So you'll feel this like touching you all the time. So what I do is I'll just wear this behind my neck, and I'll have this down here. So you don't want this anywhere near your collarbone, because that just bothers you like crazy. If it's anywhere near like your collarbone, if it's on the back of your neck, every now and then. I mean, you don't feel it all the time, but you'll feel it every now and then. And to me, that just bothers me. So it's like, when you have your tag out of your shirt and you don't notice it, and then all of a sudden you do. It's kind of like that. It's like having the tag on your shirt out. So but what I do is I just wear it with this on the bottom, and I mean that's fine to me. So other than that, the other thing I've noticed this as a negative. If you look at this, so it's 8 millimeters wide, but it's also flat. This, and you'll see this basically on almost all the designs. So I mean, this may be like a problem particular to this design only, but a lot of designs that involve tungsten carbide, most of them have like this like rounded out design. So this is like 9 millimeters all around, basically. So there's no flat part to it. It's all basically the same thickness. So when you're wearing this, if you wear like a jacket, or it's just something that has like a particular tight collar, or like, let's say you get a jacket that's pretty thick, and right now it's winter where I live, and it's it's cold out here right now. So I have a jacket that's pretty thick, and when I zip it up to the top, I'll feel this like right on my collarbone on both sides, like pressing on my collarbone. So since it's thick like that, and the jacket I have is a pretty, like, it's not tight, but it's a very it's an exact fit. This presses up against me, so I have to basically unzip the jacket a little bit, just so it's not pressing up against my collarbone that much. So So I mean, this in comparison to this. So I'll say, I mean, the pluses. Uh, I'll go over it a little bit again. This, um, it tarnishes. It's silver, but I mean, so it tarnishes. It doesn't weigh that much. Uh, but it's big enough so that it looks nice. Um, it does stand out because of the color, and it's you don't feel it after a certain amount of time. So I mean, in general, this let's just say not pluses, but just points. The points I've made. Um, this, well, and it's silver too. So a lot more people, like, let's say you want to resell this. A lot more people are willing to buy silver than like, hey, look, you want to buy this, like, tungsten carbide necklace, and most people will be like, I have no idea what that is, and you'll be like, hey, you there you ever use a circular saw that can cut metal or something like that, to try to explain to them what your piece of jewelry is made out of. But well, so silver, and the other points I made, and tungsten carbide necklace. So this is won't tarnish at all. I mean, it's very low maintenance. Um, you don't have to worry about like this wearing out at all. Also, I mean, what you have now is basically what you'll have forever. Yeah, I mean, like, nothing will scratch it. If this gets scratched with something over time, it'll reduce in weight. Um, but that's not it. You just so this is a lot more robust, a lot stronger. So stronger, and then a lot heavier. If you like heavy jewelry, this is like way heavier. This is like, so once again, 286 grams, like 50 grams, um, a lot more dense, and but so way tougher. Also, I mean, if you want to, the lowest I've seen is like $150. Um, no, 180, I think. $180 is the lowest I've seen for 26 inches, I think. So maybe around there. So it's also still valuable, but only to certain people, people who are looking for these kind of things. So you can't really resell this you'll sell it at a really big loss, which is what I bought it for I mean, it was obviously a really big loss for whoever sold it to me. So less resellable, but heavy, tougher. I think it looks nicer, me personally. So my own aesthetics looks nicer. Um, but there's other clasps. So there's one clasp. Oh, and here's a problem too. So there's another clasp I've seen, and this is on the eBay ones I've seen. Some have something similar to this, and there's another clasp that I've seen that basically. So if you imagine like a hinge that closes in on itself and has a little tooth that basically snaps shut. I've never liked those types of closures, because with time that little tooth that snaps closed wears out. So if you I would stay away from that basically. With those, especially with this kind of weight, if you have like a ton of weight, even if you don't use let's say you just put it right over your head every time, and you have that little hinge that closes and snaps, um, with time that thing would just wear out. I mean, this is all the weight is basically going onto this hook, so this would have to snap for it to fail, and that that little closure that uses pressure, um, just with time, it would just wear out, and I can just see that thing just opening up, just falling apart. So closure wise, I don't like this thing at all. This closure right here. And then the thickness of it. I like this design, but it's really really wide. So I mean, if if you have pronounced collarbones, um, it can be irritating sometimes. So, but overall, um, I like this chain a lot, regardless of the problems that it has or might have in the future with the little pins. I just like it a lot. I like something having something that's like this tough and that looks this way too. When you put it on, it's a nice type of shiny. I wear a lot of dark colors and it goes really nice with what I wear. So okay, so yeah, so tungsten carbide necklace, pretty cool, pretty nice.